Warranty Act. The way the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act works is the manufacturer must prove, the burden of proof is on them, when voiding your warranty, that you broke the device. They cannot have a warranty void if removed sticker. And they cannot say, well, you replaced the battery on your MacBook, therefore no warranty when your CPU or GPU dies, which is very common if you own an Apple product circa 2004 through like 2018. And one of the problems here is that the manufacturer will do something like this. They'll say, okay, you replace your battery. It looks like you replace your battery, so no warranty for you. When something goes wrong, that has nothing to do with the battery. The manufacturer has to do something like this. Okay, it looks like you use a tri-wing screwdriver to replace the battery. On the motherboard, which is about half an inch away from the battery screw hole, there is a giant hole in it shaped like a tri-wing screwdriver. You obviously destroyed this. We're not covering that under warranty. A manufacturer is completely allowed to do that. But the problem with many manufacturers is they will simply say, because you had the device serviced somewhere else, or because a third-party service center serviced it, or because you even opened it yourself, simply the act of opening the device yourself voids your warranty. That is technically illegal. And unfortunately, most companies get away with this because American consumers protection is a joke. As I went over in my video about the FCC, the spineless sister of the FTC, they don't even care when every major cell phone provider in the United States is spying on you and selling your location data. They find them less than 1% of their net profit. Most companies get away with this. I mean, you know, Harley Davidson and Weber Grills will get slapped on the wrist, even though the law says they can be penalized over $30,000 per individual instance of this. Most of the time, it's a slap on the wrist. So let's go over what ASUS did over here. If you take a look, they declined this warranty claim for a joystick that wasn't working, which, by the way, okay, call me old, call me a boomer. When I was a kid, joysticks never went. I'm just saying, like whether you have an N64, whether you had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, joysticks lasted the life of the controller in the console. I could throw that controller at the wall over and over again after losing in Street Fighter 4, and in spite of how many times I would throw the controller at the wall, the joystick never drifted. This seems to be a modern thing. I'm just very curious. Why is that? How the fuck do you fuck up a joystick? This is like Apple fucking up a SATA cable. But I digress. He sent it in for a warranty claim because of the joystick. And they claimed that there was this scratch on it, and because of this mark on it, they were not going to fix it. You literally have to zoom in like this to be able to even see this shit. And the only reason this even happened is because you have to give them the password, or you have to remove your drive when you are sending this to them in the mail. And obviously, who the hell wants to send their drive with the password written down? So they take the drive out. In order to take the drive out, they have to open it, and let's be real, most of your average end users, when they're opening the device to remove their SSD, as per ASUS's own suggestion, are going to get a mark on it. So by using that mark as an excuse to not service the product under warranty when it is ASUS's own design flaw that is causing it is a really piece of shit thing to do. This is, as Gamers Nexus mentioned, kind of a pseudo warranty void if removed sticker. What makes this so disgusting is they are technically in compliance with the letter of the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act does say that the manufacturer has to say what it is you did to break the device. They cannot simply have warranty void for no reason. So they came up with a reason. This is ASUS's reason. Would you ever buy something from a company that treats their customers like such trash that when you have something where the joystick dies on a gaming system 6 months to 8 months in, that they decline you warranty based on this? I could probably do that damage with my fingernail to a modern game console. The best part is what they said over here. For out-of-warranty service, formal acceptance is required within 3 business days after the quotation is given. ASUS will consider the customer to have declined the service if no reply is received. So you have 3 days to decide what do you want to do, whether you want to pay or not pay. And as you are going back and forth with ASUS, that during that entire time period, they are not actually pausing that 3 days. The best thing about this piece of shit garbage company here is that they will not only send back the unit unrepaired, but disassembled, meaning that you will go from having a unit with a minor joystick problem to a unit that is unusable. So you have 3 days to decide whether or not you want to pay them $200 to fix an issue that is a warranty issue that they are not choosing to fix because of this bullshit over here. And if you don't do that, they will send you back the device disassembled and not working. That's blackmail. There's no other way to put it. When a customer declines a repair at my store, I give them back their fucking device. I don't give them back their device in pieces. The only time that we give a customer back a device in pieces is when they call to cancel a repair and they say, I need to pick it up in the next 20 minutes. And I tell them, well, I need some time to put it back together. And they ignore that. They show up at the store passive-aggressive and angry and raging. And it's like, listen, bro, I told you it would take time to reassemble it. I am not charging you for the reassembly. If you can't wait, like, here. That's happened maybe 3 times in 15 years of doing business. To tell a customer Not only do you have to pay $200 for a warranty repair because of a minor nick in the plastic, but that you will get the device back completely broken if you do not pay us, that is extortion. That is blackmail, and that is the largest abuse of the Magnuson Moss Warranty Act that I can think of. I can't do that to customers. I can't give a customer back a device in pieces without getting in trouble for it. And I think that ASUS should get in trouble for it as well. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I want as many people as possible watching this to do two things. A, stop purchasing ASUS products altogether. Motherboard, gaming system, anything else. The quality of this company has gone to complete trash in the past 2 years. I have an ASUS motherboard in this old desktop I have here that dates back to when ASUS was actually one of the best quality motherboards that you can buy. This is no longer the case. This company is trash. The second, more important thing, if you have ever had an issue with an ASUS product or with warranty, go to the link that Gamers Nexus put in this particular pinned comment. Reportfraud.ftc.gov. The reason that none of this actually changes is because nobody cares. They'll complain in a YouTube comment, they'll complain to their friends, they'll complain to their family members. Not only will they not report getting scammed, but they'll actually continue to buy the products anyway. Gamers Nexus has a large audience. He has a lot of subscribers. He has over 2 million subscribers, and he's got almost 1 million views on this video. If even 1% of the people that watch this video decided they were going to report fraud to the FTC, that is over 7,000 people. You have a voice. You have a voice. I know you think you don't, but the biggest problem in this entire movement is that nobody speaks up. Nobody cares. Nobody actually does this stuff. When I went to Maine in January of 2020, we were talking about that right to repair bill. Joel Steck said, and you can find it on my channel, nobody showed up from our state. Nobody. Nobody. You had 8, 10 opposition lobbyists there, and nobody from a state. Why would regulators and politicians care about people being screwed? People who are getting screwed don't even seem to care about getting screwed. The reality is you do. You just don't know where to report it. You don't have the time. You don't know what the link is, and you don't feel like researching to look it up. We did it for you. If you've had a problem with ASUS, report fraud.ftc.gov. Because in my opinion, this blackmail, this extortion of if you don't pay $200 for what should be a warranty repair that we're screwing you out of because of a fucking nick in the plastic is not paid within 3 days, we will send you back something even more broken than what you...
Okay, Google. How do you spell Boeing?
Optics here. Mid-range.
Boeing is spelled
I could use that.
B-O-W-I-N-G.
B-O-E-W-B-O-E-I-N-G.
I want to see your ugly mugs here. Following your path. A trail to Scotty. Let us catch them unaware. For these gifts
Sent us?
I owe you.
That's blackmail. That's wrong. We're not allowed to do that. And if we're not allowed to do that as a small repair shop, they shouldn't be allowed to do that as a billion-dollar company. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.
Let me tell my mom. She'll be so happy, I'm sure.
No, that's an it.
Just gifted 10
Let's
subs.
see if she picks. Hi, Mom. I'm on stream.
We're not all in the ring.
Yeah.
Check your positions.
But I have something exciting to say.
What is that?
I know how to memorize
squad's left, no
1,000
time to be
digits of
tired.
pi.
Replicator incoming. You lot get amongst it.
You memorized?
1,000 digits of pi.
How come?
It took me 10 hours and 43 minutes.
What? You really?
New
Yeah,
kill
isn't
leader.
that cool?
Eyes out for him.
That's so wonderful.
Thanks, Mom. Are you proud of me?
Are you sure? Are you kidding?
Yes,
Oi, extra supplies here.
I have it in video.
Really? Daddy said no, that's not true.
It's true. It's true. It's part of my stream. I actually did it. I mememorized 1,009 digits of pi.
You still on stream?
Yes.
I know you in the
That's
afternoon you
broken
started
enemy
to
shield.
do that and
Really?
you
I downed the
watched, but I
hostile.
saw you are doing something like that. So you just continue to do that until now?
We never had
Yes,
any
I just finished. I mean, it kind of takes a long time to memorize 1,000 digits, Mom. So I was working on it.
Oh my god, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Serving them a knuckle sandwich.
You memorized the
Throwing out
5,000, 1,000.
The benefit?
digits. Huh?
The benefit?
There's a great
The
distance
benefit,
between us.
yeah.
Well, maybe if I go to a party, I can say I can do it and then do it in front of them.
But, I mean, you still memorize 1,000
shooting at me.
after
Right going long.
today?
Stand back.
Yeah, I'll probably still remember. I'll be a little bit
Juicing me shields. We are inside the ring. Good faith. Frag Soren. Stand back, knuckle clusters firing. Hostile spotted.
Attention, delivery care package.
Being shot at. I'm down. Scanning the area. Trust in the All-Father. Broke that enemy shield. I cannot use you as well. Let us catch them unaware. Eyes up. Grenade. I am taking fire. Broken enemy shield. Reloading.
rusty, but if I just think about it, I'm sure I'll remember it.
Taking a moment to recharge
Oh
my
my
shield.
god, that's just crazy.
Thank you.
That's great, that's
I
great.
am
Thank
down,
you.
but alive.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're down a squatty.
Okay,
Eliminated.
time to sleep.
James did.
What does that say?
Where's the bullet holes?
Daddy almost does.
Is Dad proud of me?
He didn't believe you. He said no, that's not true.
It's true, it's true. Isn't that cool, Dad?
Got us a new kill leader. Wouldn't mind saying it ain't one.
You shot our teammates banner.
Another bloody squad's
He said,
attacking us.
Lady
Launching me knuckle
M
cluster.
is
Get the
so
fuck out of there,
unique.
bro, and
I'm
come
glad
back to
my
me.
friends love it.
Yay. I got my
Right, fellas.
mom a Lady M cake for Mother's Day, chat. So I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed the cake.
God damn it! I already used that one. I
Yeah.
can't go get you
So
now.
you're sounds like you're still on stream. That's great. I
Just
think
waited
I
your
believe
death
you. That's really good.
Well,
Right,
why would I
fellas.
lie? Yes, it's real.
It's real, right?
Why are you guys so flabbergasted? It's real.
Great. Congratulations.
Thanks, Mom.
Okay, bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, bye-bye.
My parents are proud of me. They don't believe that I did it. They're like, no way. This girl's crazy.
Listen up, I'm calling a lifeline package.
Good morning. Last night we all went to a club, and I'm feeling a bit rough. Perhaps I went a little crazy at the Salty Spittoon, but it was Matt's 30th birthday on Friday, so we all went out to a club to celebrate, and we had
Looks
a
like a care
hoot and a
package is
holler, I'll
coming
tell
in.
you what.
Big
But
days
now
and
let me
that.
paint a picture of the future for you, and trust me, it's a beautiful picture, like a warm, comforting Thomas Kincaid, and just as soulless. It's a future where your AI would do all of that for you.
We could go
It was
get him
something
here.
we went
and if
over
this
on
next drop,
stream.
this
The
thing drops
CEO
near
of
us.
Bumble believes that the future of dating, in particular, is
We're
having
close enough to
two
where we're at.
AIs
Oh, we can
date
get that
each
one right
other
there.
to see
I'm gonna
if
get him.
you, the
I'm
human
going,
beings,
buddy.
the
We're gonna
fucking
get him.
cringe flesh puppets behind the AI, are compatible. And I was thinking about that this morning because, like I said, we went out last night. Now imagine I just sent my AI to do
Oh,
that.
you already got
Like,
him?
this is
What
deep
the
future
fuck?
shit. We're getting to like Bruce Willis
What
surrogates
in
almost,
the
except
absolute
I
fuck?
wouldn't
How
be
did you get his
piloting it like
banner?
a
What is
Gundam.
happening right
It
now?
would be just a literal standalone AI that goes there on my behalf, so it wears like my name tag, I guess. And somehow that's supposed to make meaningful connections, I guess, in the eyes of the Bumble CEO. And I was just thinking about it. It's like,
Well,
damn,
I ain't going there
I
no
could
more.
go have fun
All
as
right,
a
you guys, I
person,
distracted
or
them
I
on
could
the
go
on
meet
the rock
people
while
and
you
form a
guys get them up.
connection. Or I could just have the AI do it and pretend that somehow that helps me and feels good. The autonomous douchebag wouldn't even be communicating with other humans in this future. If the Bumble CEO is correct here, it would be communicating and mingling with other AI that represents other human beings. It's putting people even deeper and deeper into complete isolation. It's like the worst possible future in my eyes, where AI infiltrates actually everything and replaces everything. Like soon, we won't even have to piss and shit anymore. We'll just have AI do it. I'll just go on ChatGPT and say, shit for me. Okay, I feel better now. It's just, it's so fucking concerning. But anyway, not only did I go over like the Bumble CEO AI stance, but we also found that there's services being offered for dating apps that will flirt with others for you. Like completely without your input or anything. It's an AI that you can train to emulate you so it can spit game on your behalf. You have the ultimate wingman. And by that I mean you have the worst possible wingman that will ensure that you will never get laid. And if you already have had sex at some point in your life, this fucking service is so atrocious that it will give your virginity back if you try and unleash it on the dating apps that you use. So I tried it on stream, and let me show you some of the results for what it made to my profile. I can only imagine the terror that it would inflict if you actually engage with it in a conversation. But even just conceptually, the whole idea of thinking that you're talking to a person but you're actually talking to AI in a romantic way is awful. I hate it. That sounds terrible. And there's also another service it offers where it'll AI clean up your pictures so it'll make you prettier using AI. It fucking sucks. Oh, you just reminded me about something. How many of you saw the Bumble CEO saying the future of dating is by having your AI date other AIs to find your perfect match? Bumble's Whitney Wolf Hurd says your dating AI concierge will soon date hundreds of other people's concierges for you. And that'll find your perfect...
I'm upgraded and ready to jam.
I hate these
Rings
goddamn
close. Only 1 minute to go.
That's so fucked. Hold on, I gotta find one that I can... Not only do you charge to access it, but even when you accidentally make the mistake of going to one of these dog shit cesspools, you still get blasted with fucking full-page ads. The future of dating could be filled with digital artificial intelligence-powered personas setting each other up, according to the founder of the popular dating app.
I'm not good,
Whitney
just
Wolf
so you
Hurd
know.
said that her company is considering how
Case you
AI
don't
can
realize
assist
that.
and empower women in their
30
search for
second
connection.
technology.
One
Using my
particular
birthday
use of
to
AI that Hurd
Fucking
mentioned has gained
mobile
traction
respawn.
online,
Give me
although
the
not
mobile
everyone liked the
respawn.
idea.
Give me the
Hurd proposed a
goddamn
scenario in
mobile
which singles could
respawn.
use AI dating concierges as stand-ins for themselves when reaching out to prospective partners online. There is a world where your dating concierge could go and date for you with other dating concierge,
Just
and then
10
you don't have
seconds.
to talk to 600 people. The usage of AI is so confusing to me, because all the places that AI makes so much sense to use for like actual tedious work that would save actual workers so much trouble, it's not being used for. It's being used to like replace people and replace connection. AI-powered dating assistants have gotten more attention recently, such as profile enhancers like YourMove.ai or simulated chatbots like Volar. They have an AI Rizzer? Wait, that's crazy. Dating apps are exhausting. YourMove AI enhances your profile and texting, turning your
What the
swipes
fuck?
into matches
What
and
the
matching
fuck?
dates.
What?
You spend less time texting and more time dating.
What you doing, mate? We're not here
Yeah,
to
so
share,
it's
boy.
literally like it's catfishing.
That's bullshit,
You're just
dude.
fucking lying.
How do I get up and then I go back down?
AI spitting game for you. If your game is so weak that you need ChatGPT to do it for you, you're not meant to date that person in the first place. Holy shit, that's tragic. I want to see, you know, let me see what kind of profile it makes me.
Perhaps it is actually
answer a few
just
questions, get a free AI-generated
cutting
dating app
through the
profile,
bullshit
tested and
so that you
optimized
can
for
actually
maximum
meet
success.
people. It's just an optimizer for
Let's do it for Bumble since they love AI
swiping
there.
left and
I am
right.
a man.
How about that?
I'm looking for something casual. What do I enjoy doing in my free time?
Yeah, you don't even know what you like, so fuck off. Did I tell you how you can hack the system? slide back down.
I made a spherical parallel manipulator. What this does is it orbits this around a point projected above its center.
How did I not get enough damage for that challenge?
Right?
Maybe his thing doesn't count as ordnance. We'll just use an Echo Cluster.
Oh.
Scrappy DP. Alrighty.
It orbits this.
Does it have to be your ultimate?
No, I think it has to be just grenades and arc stars and all that.
It's 3D printed a little doodad to demonstrate
Gotcha.
the effect. You can see as we move it, orbits around that center.
Sorry about that, amigo. Get respawned so I can chase you down again.
Oh, the leader, that's me. Or not, whatever, I mean, as long as we win.
This map has so much just open space, it feels like, and I don't think it's actually much more. I think it's just that there's so many spread out buildings.
In this,
Yeah. It's a lot more sniper friendly.
Yeah.
Fucking dope.
A man in Canada and local police had a good laugh after the Montreal resident fooled officers with a full-size car made entirely of snow. According to CBS 46, Simon LaPrise sculpted a life-size model of a DeLorean DMC-12. Does it look familiar? More on that in a moment. In the middle of a local snow removal zone. The car, here we go, made famous by the Back to the Future movie franchise, drew the attention of one police officer who was so fooled by LaPrise's snow work, he called for a second patrol car to check out the DeLorean. After the officers realized there was no car under the snow pile, LaPrise was given a fake parking ticket that read, "You made our night, ha 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 ha." Obviously translated there. The 33-year-old mechanic, Frank, was reportedly plowed clean, no, by Montreal sanitation workers the next day. Matt, yours, ADK.
This is my 3D printed double-action OTF knife. It's essentially a type of pocket knife that has a blade which extends and retracts through an opening at the front of the handle. However, the blade of this model isn't sharp, as it's primarily designed to function as a fidget toy rather than a practical knife. In this video, I will show you how it works and how to build your own. Enjoy. Like a classic knife, the blade of an OTF knife securely locks when deployed and retracted. However, what sets it apart is the ability to quickly switch between these states by just pushing the slider. Despite its complexity, my model consists of only 3 parts. The handle shown here as a cutout model, the actual blade, and on the back side, the slider that is operated. The slider has 2 printed springs that are arranged symmetrically because the mechanism works the same in both directions. When I push the slider to the right, you can see that the left spring is tensioned. This happens because the other end of the spring is pressed against the blade, which has a hook on its upper side to keep it in place. Moreover, you can see that the movement of the slider pushes the hook downwards. When I move the slider further, it releases the rear latch, and the built-up energy in the spring shoots the blade forward out of the handle. Now the lower hook secures the blade in the forward position, and you can see that the other spring is now in contact with the blade. So, if I move the slider to the left, the right spring builds up tension. Additionally, the slider pushes the hook upwards. When the front latch is released, the blade retracts and locks into the closed position again. Now let's build your own OTF knife. First, you gotta download the 3D print files. When it comes to printing settings, you can stick to the standard stuff. Nothing fancy here. Alright, let's begin printing. We begin assembly by taking the handle and placing the blade inside. Just make sure the blade is inserted correctly so that both hooks can engage with the handle. It should look like this. Now grab the slider and push it in. And just like that, your fidget knife is fully assembled and ready to use. Now, let's do some testing.
Go get a USB.
Open up this STL file. Goes over. Grab these files. Are they? Why did I do that? Okay. Back up to here. Go to there. Yep. Found it. Go to your fidget knife. Extract all. Cool. Right here. You want to see what's going on? Let's throw a window capture here. Here, let me open it up first. Where's that? There we go. Boom, we've got that file. Do the blade. So let's go with comb. Blade. Stronger spring. Okay, that's what I need. I make this one more time. Blade. Let's make sure it works first. Just slows the whole thing up. Let's look at our print settings real quick. Info. Does that change anything? No. Alright, cool. I already did that. Out without a generic PTG. We'll see about that. Uh-huh. Let's just do this. Also, oh, wait a second. What is this? See if I can put one more handle on there. They're not gonna fit. I could put two of them on plate. Look. Alright, I'll put 1mm brim. I'll enable supports. Let me go and let me slice it again. Looks okay now. Let's see what my supports look like. Snug. Alright, we'll do this. Supports. Now let's make it organic. take this down and start the front. Delete that. Yes. Reject this. Close that. USB. Toss this back. That's what she said. Oh, damn it.
Everything has a gravitational pull, drawing the victory.
Me? I put the war in Warlord.
Midday, all good with me.
Put a
Introducing your
goddamn
champion.
file on.
Make contact, you better
What was
finish
I
the
doing?
job.
Saving them.
Somewhere else like an asshole. I'm gonna find these now. Oh my god, what a piece of shit.
Land there, scoundrel.
It's probably in the
Yamaya! Yamanawa Nui! Oi, go in there.
Control X, go upward, just open the door. Let me go to
Attention, first blood.
First blood. And if I have my way, it ain't gonna be the last.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Fancy as. We're already inside the next ring.
Okay, we're good to go.
Battery low.
Crafting. Gotta hop up here. Disrupt up.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
Good. We're in the next ring.
Weapon supply bin there.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
New kill leader? That egg's got a Maggie-sized target on their back. Optics here. Mid-range.
If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like it, please consider subscribing. And as always,
Well then, we have a care package on the way. Extended heavy mag here, level 3. Sniper stock here, level 2 dibs. Ultimate accelerant here.
But I know I'm bronze. You are better.
You're silver.
You're gold.
Optics here.
Okay.
You are gold. In solo, and everyone will. That's like your unboosted whatever. No, I like being boosted. No, I like being boosted too. I want to stay boosted. I like. Well, one time he got me to plat, but like I also don't like being boosted. But however, it is nice to just kind of like tap because on that account I don't play Sage. Well, I try. When anybody else is 1v4ing in Valorant, it's clear comms. But I'm alive and there's 3 or 2 people left. The round's over and everyone starts tapping. I can clutch up. Can't I? Don't you think so? Don't you? Say something. I did it the other day.
It did happen. He did do like a little like. Brrr. He just clutched a little more. We'll get this out. I'm sorry, my bad.
The RTX 5080 might be coming a lot earlier than we thought. Let's talk about it. Before that, this video is brought to you by VIPCDKDeals.com. CDK Deals is a website dedicated to getting you the best prices on games and software, and right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for an insanely low price. Just find the best price and apply my special discount code GPC20 for an additional 30% off. You can also check out securely with PayPal, and once the payment is cleared, you should get access to the code both in your account as well as in your email. In order to activate the new copy of Windows 10, just search Activate under Windows and type in your key. So if you want to learn more, be sure to click the link in the description below. Okay, so the RTX 50 series is indeed going to be launching in 2024 if leaks and rumors are to be believed. And you know what? They do actually sound pretty believable this time around. But not only do they sound believable, the RTX 50 series leaks are pointing towards especially the 5080 and the 5090 being incredibly powerful. In fact, before we hop into this new leaked information on the release date itself, let's do a quick overview on just how powerful the 5080 and 5090 will be. Now, of course, the RTX 4090 has been out for a while. You know it, you love it, and this thing is incredibly powerful just based on the specs itself. I mean, coming in at 82.6 teraflops of compute roughly, that's one heck of a powerful card, but let's go ahead and take a look at the RTX 5080 to break down just how big of a leap the 50 series is gonna be. So yes, the RTX 5080 will have a slight decrease in streaming multiprocessors, which you can effectively see as the cores of a GPU. We're talking 112 versus 128
Ruler
on the
of Cats
4090.
45 says,
However,
try
the
and
big
stay with
increase
us
on
if
the
you
50
aren't
series
AFK.
is not only going to be the ray tracing, which we'll touch on in just a moment, but it does sound like, based on leaks and rumors from people such as Red Gaming Tech, that they are going to be targeting, I think he was saying mid to low 3 gigahertz, but I'm going to stay on the safe side and let's call it 2.9 to 3.1 gigahertz. Even in that range, we are talking about a substantial increase to the performance, as that is a massive clock speed
Scrappy
advantage
DP
over the
says,
roughly 2.5 gigahertz that we saw on the RTX 40 series. Couple that with the new GDDR7 that is all but confirmed to be releasing with the RTX 50 series, and 16 gigabytes of the stuff on a 256-bit bus,
Scrappy
and we are
DP
talking
says,
about nearly
"You ain't need
900
me."
gigabytes per second on the RTX 5080, which as always is probably going to see better memory compression algorithms and improvements to the cache itself, leading to less reliance on the memory bandwidth at times as well. So effective memory bandwidth could actually be even higher on the RTX 5080, and coming in with a total compute of 83.1 teraflops, we are talking about a GPU which should roughly tie, if not slightly exceed, the RTX 4090 when it comes to rasterization performance. But wait, there's more, because the RTX 5080, while tying the 4090 in raster, should absolutely crush it when it comes to ray tracing and price to performance. What do I mean? Well, it is expected that the RTX 50 series will see a minimum of roughly 30% higher ray tracing performance per core, as they are likely to either expand the cores or increase the amount versus the amount of CUDA cores. Now, if that is the case, we will likely be talking about a GPU which is in the range of 25 to potentially up to 50% faster when it comes to ray tracing, despite the fact that it will be roughly, again, the same when it comes to raster. And do keep in mind, the RTX 4090 has a TDP of 450 watts, while the 5080, I'm expecting it to be around 300 watts, or maybe even a little bit less than that, while giving you more performance. But that's, again, not including the fact that the RTX 5080 is going to cost significantly less than the RTX 4090. Now, I do believe the upper limit of the RTX 5080 is probably going to be $999. However, an $899 price point is certainly not out of the question. And if they do actually target $899 on the RTX 5080 while giving you the same to potentially 30% plus better performance in this card, we're talking about a massive improvement to the price performance. We're talking $700 less, and you're still getting a lot more performance. That's actually a really good increase and something that we haven't seen in that range of cards in quite some time, it feels like, as the RTX 4080 did increase the price substantially. So going the other direction would certainly be a nice change. And of course, then we have the RTX 5090, which it sounds like the maximum specs for this GPU could lead it to being around 80% faster. But there is something that was a little bit off with this older information that I have right now, and that's the release date. Yeah, the RTX 5080 and 5090 are looking to be insane, especially that 5090 in terms of ray tracing performance could be in excess of 2 times faster than the RTX 4090. That is pretty wild. But I was thinking that the RTX 5080, as all leaks and rumors were potentially suggesting that it might not even be coming out in 2024. Yeah, I was expecting it to come out sometime in mid-Q1 of 2025, but it turns out that that's probably not the case, and we're actually likely going to be seeing the RTX 5080 a lot earlier than what we were originally expecting. Now, this comes from some information that was posted over on Twitter by the well-known leaker Cop87Kimi, who did respond to a Tech Power Up article that was stating that the 5090 would be the only card released in 2024. Well, Cop87Kimi said, quote, "It's not true, RTX 5080 should be released first." Then below that, another leaker who I do know definitely has great sources, AGF, responded to that, who said, to be exact, they should be announced at the same time, with availability separated by a few weeks. So that's actually really good news, because that means the RTX 5080 could be launching in excess of 3+ months earlier than what we were originally expecting, and bringing much better price to performance for those of you out there looking to not spend more than $1,000, because let's be honest, that is a lot of money to be spending on a graphics card. And if we take a look at the updated chart that I put together here, now we do actually have some more information, not only when we include the release dates, where you can see that the RTX 5080 should be released sometime in Q4 of 2024, which, by the way, I do believe the 5080 and 5090 will be announced in October of 2024, if all things go to plan, so that's actually not too far away. But also the RTX 5090 Ti. I think there's probably going to be a separation between a 384 and 512-bit bus version if the leaks from Cop87Kimi turn out to be true, and there is really a 512-bit card. I still have my doubts about this really being true, as that would be an insanely large GPU, but if there is a 512-bit bus version, I do think it will be called the RTX 5090 Ti with all of the shaders unlocked. And then the question is, will we see the RTX 5090 released with the 5080, and they'll hold the 5090 Ti and wait for RDNA 5 before they release that beast? Or will they actually just straight up come with the 5090 Ti out of the box and try and upcharge us as much as possible for their best silicon? I think from NVIDIA's perspective, there probably is a no-lose situation here. They're going to make a lot of money whether they come out with the 5090 or 5090 Ti first, but from a PR perspective, maybe launching with the 5090 and then releasing the 5090 Ti later would be a better bet, because if they came out with the 5090 Ti and tried to raise prices substantially to upcharge us for their best silicon, well, that's probably not going to go too well with gamers. But if they bring out a 5090, which is almost as fast as a 5090 Ti in a lot of cases, and they keep that same $1599 price tag roughly, well, then I don't think people are going to complain about getting 60% more performance in raster, you know, at least in compute in theory, and much more than that in ray tracing for the same price. So I do think what we're going to see here, guys, is in October, there will be announcements shortly followed thereafter by actual availability. We're talking probably about weeks afterwards for the RTX 5080 and then the 5090. Then later in 2025, I do believe you will see the RTX 5090 Ti with the fully unlocked SMs before RDNA 5 launches to take some wind out of the RDNA 5 sales in hopes to, try and make you not buy RDNA 5. But should NVIDIA be worried about RDNA 5? Because there are a lot of leaks suggesting that RDNA 5 could be an enormous leap over RDNA 4, which is already going to be pretty decent over RDNA 3 with the RX 7000 series. Well, only time will tell, and I do suggest you get subscribed, as I will be talking about that stuff in the future, but hopefully that answers all your questions for today. And the RTX 50 series is looking really crazy, so I cannot wait to get my hands on the RTX 5080 and the RTX 5090. But hey, that's just what I think. Do you think that the RTX 5080 and 5090 will really release this year, and how powerful do you think they'll really be? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.
If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, AMD and NVIDIA release new GPUs. Also, if you want to see more, check out one of these related videos. You won't be disappointed.
I went on a somewhat of a rant about how embarrassing it is to be a Drake fan, a Drake stan. I don't understand it. I don't know who these people are. So here's a clip of one in the wild, and it just really proves my.
No, I responded.
Okay, so hold on, let me pull this up.
Are you pulling it up? I have it queued up.
I got it.
Okay. No, I responded.
So this is some Barstool show. And they start talking about the.
And I responded to Nicky. I say no. Yeah.
Beef. Excuse me.
11.
You're a douchebag. But
Douchebag.
I kind of like you.
Speaking of douchebags, let's talk about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. I know you have been just literally dick deep in it. You got your OVO tattoo.
This girl just said you've been dick deep in it. That's a lot to take it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, give me a second. Guys. Whoa, not here. Why do you guys gotta play here? Yeah, why do you guys gotta play here? This is not the place. Or the time. Okay, go on.
Oh my God.
Let me go back a little
branded
bit.
For Drake. About the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. I know you have been just literally dick deep in it. You got your OVO tattoo.
Oh my God.
This man tattooed OVO.
I'm not staying here. Fuck this.
That's like, bro, it's not that good.
That's embarrassing.
You can't tattoo OVO. It's Drake. You know?
Crazy.
Woofy said he's on it.
Woofy the man.
Oh, we got another team over here.
You know, it's
We're gonna fly
Drake,
past them
my
all the
brother.
way out.
It has this energy.
What do you do when you have that tattoo and then you figure out that Drake
all the
is
way out and go to the next one.
I'll tell you what, you deny, which is what he does here. Because now he's got an OVO tattoo.
Literally branded for Drake.
You just like pedophiles?
He's not a pedophile. That's a crazy allegation to pin on someone.
I agree, but that whole part where Kendrick Lamar was like, you have an 11-year-old kid and you're a pedophile, and Drake was like, I don't have an 11-year-old kid.
He doesn't have an 11-year-old kid. His camp made up that story to get back to Kendrick to see if he would make a verse about an 11-year-old that doesn't even exist.
Do you understand what?
Dude, they're so desperate to talk about how clever Drake is.
Yeah, that part's wild.
This man has OVO tattooed. Your opinion on anything is irrelevant.
I just said though.
Yes.
He said you have an 11-year-old kid and you're a pedophile, and Drake said I don't have an 11-year-old kid.
He didn't hear the new song that he dropped last night. That he addressed all the pedophiles.
Yeah, he said I'm not a pedophile like 7,000 times. I don't think he might be.
That was another thing. I feel like I've learned through all my beefs on YouTube. The main pitfall you need to avoid when you're engaging in a beef is you can't slow down and respond to accusations. You gotta attack. You got to put them on the defensive. Because once Drake being like, yo, I'm not a pedophile. I don't look twice at teenage girls. I don't fuck with Millie Bobby Brown.
I'm too famous for this shit.
You start talking about
Yeah.
it, you already lost.
Yeah, what type of non-pedophile expects someone to call them a pedophile?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do that Epstein shit.
Yeah, that sounds like something maybe a pedophile might expect.
And so like that to me through you know, I'm a seasoned veteran. I'm like Sun Tzu, the Art of War guy. I could write that. The Art of War, Frank. The Art of Beef. I could do that. Never.
Who wrote The Art of War?
You know, the guy.
Sun Tzu?
Sun Tzu, right? That's what I said. I said Sun Tzu.
Did you?
I think so.
Okay, let's sure.
And I said auto-tune.
Yeah, correct.
I said Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu.
Sunset.
Sunset.
You never respond to the allegations in the middle of a beef. You go on the offensive. You put them on the back foot. Because once you slow down, you lost.
Well, unless
you're actually losing because you actually did that shit.
I don't feel like I lost. Well, ironically, I would say one of the times that you could go on the defensive is if, say, you actually baited somebody into making a song about some false allegations that you yourself made up, which is what Drake is claiming he did, but has provided no evidence of that, even though that would be very easy to prove.
That's the problem with this whole thing.
That whole narrative is like, okay, well, even if it's true, then what have you accomplished by doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you exactly. It's like, oh man.
You've just created a new narrative for yourself, and you haven't really debunked it. You just casually said, yeah, I made that up. Like,
Ethan
okay.
is so fine. Serena says, can you promote her to mod?
Who?
Serena P said, Ethan is so fine. Can you promote her to moderator?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Should we hire her too?
Yeah, you're looking for work? No, I don't want. We don't need to do that. I don't need to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No, I don't want to. I don't want anyone near me. Right, Hila?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just appreciate her taste.
Well, just be known, anybody in the audience, if you compliment Ethan, we'll make you
Doesn't
mod.
have to be my look.
We're
Say I'm funny.
The team.
Say I'm brand friendly, insightful. People in Reddit were saying I have rhythm.
You have a rhythm.
They said I have They said something like I have a nothing amount of rhythm.
High praise.
Kind of. Can you say that about yourself?
No, definitely not.
Can you do the robot?
Not like that. Not like that.
All right, go on, Drake, fanboy.
Did you just not address that? And then the silence might be louder than that. You gotta listen to it. That Kendrick, he was molested as a kid, and he's just pinning all his childhood drama on Drake. He's lashing out.
This is crazy. How the fuck are you gonna take that out publicly? Like Drake got bodied for that, and this guy's like, no, that was good. I'm standing by it. He's like, oh, he got molested. First of all, it's in doubt if he got molested or not. But to bring that out, oh, he got molested. That's why he's so angry. What? You gotta, bro, you need to stop right there. Fire this man, actually.
Painting him as a pedophile. What? Listen to the songs. Listen.
I don't
to
even
him,
think
Big
Kendrick
Cat.
was molested as a child.
Yes, he was. He wrote a song about it.
I think his mom was.
All right.
No,
all right.
his
Okay. So, I've already rescinded my claim as soon as Drake co-signed. But now when I see this guy who's obviously very, very dull, I'm gonna take back my analysis.
You saw the people that were agreeing with you and decided to reel back.
I think my analysis was a little more nuanced.
It wound up there after you went and re-examined the lyrics. You had a more nuanced version of it.
See, one thing I was thinking of is at the time, maybe when he says I wasn't, he's at the time didn't think he was. Because when you're a kid, you don't understand these things.
When we re-examined it, I understood why you came away with that impression. It could have been interpreted that he was suppressing memories. Yeah. It is a song about trauma and everything, so I get where you're coming from. But he definitely doesn't explicitly say that, and moreover, he does explicitly say that that happened to his mom. So I think that's the more
He
general...
is explicit, yeah.
That's generally what people took away from that.
Yes, true.
Molested him.
No, I do not think that's true.
Okay,
you're
regardless.
just you're
Regardless.
just basically.
Drowning
I
in
know
Drake.
so little about this, and I feel like I know more than you.
You definitely do not.
You just said that Kendrick Lamar's mom molested him.
Wait, what?
Can we? Does anyone?
No, he
here-
did he say that? No.
Nah, he said his mom
Can
was.
we, Fasoli?
Oh no, he didn't say that. The other guy said his mom was. I don't know. They lost me.
That's what's going on in Barstool. I think that we have approximately 0 overlap with Barstool Sports.
Charging battery.
Surprised. I mean,
Barstool.
They have so many different podcasts with different hosts and everything, and a lot of them are pretty popular. And despite the show being very anti-sports for the most part,
We hate sports on the H3 podcast.
Well,
we don't buy. We don't.
you're not a
believe in it.
sports guy.
We don't even believe in exercise here, frankly. Sports is a whole nother thing. Get me started.
Just 10 seconds.
A Las Vegas couple is waging an intense legal battle with the former production company of HGTV's Property Brothers after their home was allegedly left in complete shambles. Now, HGTV has many different shows. A lot of them actually have home renovations as part of their programming. And there have been a lot of stories in the news in recent years where people who were chosen to have their homes remodeled as part of these shows, these reality shows, ended up with all sorts of construction issues, to put it mildly. And this couple is claiming the same. So after they got married in 2018, Paul and Mindy King purchased a home and entered into an agreement with Jonathan and Drew Scott, those are the hosts of the show Property Brothers, to update and renovate their dream home. Now, the Kings paid them $200,000 up front to do this. So I think there's also this thought process of, oh, since they're part of the show, they get these home renovations for free, but that's not necessarily the case, and it wasn't the case according to what the Kings are claiming here. And from first glance, the renovations looked okay. They look nice. Yeah, it looks totally fine. But if you've ever been in a home that's been flipped, meaning an investor bought it, spit on some tile, and then like put it on a wall, it might look good, but then an hour after you move into your new home, everything starts falling apart. So be careful when you're moving into a newly flipped home or a turnkey home. Is it really turnkey? Is it? Now, they claim that the beautiful looking home or interior was all a facade because underneath it all, that beauty is a disaster, according to their lawsuit. In the lawsuit filed in Clark County District Court, the Kings claimed Cineflix, the production company the Scotts were working with at the time, and Villa Construction delivered the exact opposite of a makeover. Their home was left with a moldy dishwasher deemed a biohazard by inspectors, sewage leaking into their cupboards, and a sink that collapsed into their kitchen island, according to court documents. So Jonathan and Drew Scott are not named as defendants in the lawsuit. I want to be clear about that. But the Kings have stated that they might add them as defendants later. And here are some photos of the shoddy work the Kings have allegedly received. They provided these images to a local news station, 8 News Now to be exact. So in the first photo on the left, it's a pipe under the sink where sludge and like stuff from the sewer was leaking out.
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TURT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who can make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's going to make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you. Thank you.
It's, yeah, pretty bad, and it destroyed the cabinet. The second photo, wrong size gas line / pipe, making their stove range unusable for the past 4 years. The third photo is their sink at their island bar, which fell through the counter. How does that even happen? That's amazing. And then the fourth photo is mold buildup in their dishwasher that was deemed a biohazard, resulting in the entire unit, or resulting in the entire dishwasher unit being removed. And according to the lawsuit, they claim that Cineflix allegedly wasn't licensed in the state of Nevada in order to perform this work. That's what they're claiming. Obviously, this will have to be proven in court. And Villa Construction didn't have the necessary expertise to conduct this remodeling work. The Kings believe that they are not liable for the defects, and the production company needs to pay up, especially when you look at the contract. So the contractual agreement with Cineflix states that the Kings are entitled to $5,000 each day if their deficiencies aren't corrected past the agreed upon completion date. That date was May of 2019. So there's more details to get. It's bad. There's more details to get into. And without getting into details, because I don't want to get anyone in trouble, I personally know someone who was chosen to have their home remodeled. Property Brothers, to be sure, but one of these, like, it is HGTV, but one of the HGTV shows, they destroyed the house. It was bad. I saw it. It was bad. So it is not far-fetched to claim that maybe they did show it, but it obviously needs to be proven in court. What do you think, Sean?
Okay, I think first of all, I want you to text me the name, because I still have my fingers crossed that Jasmine Roth is gonna help me out at some point. But yeah, so not super surprised by it for two reasons. First of all, the thing that makes you a compelling presence to host a show, or even to make choices that look good when you film something, like an eye for colors and things like that, that has nothing to do with the quality of the work. Why would it? Like, maybe they take their work seriously or do a good job. First of all, most of the people that are on TV, they're not the ones doing the work anyway. No. Like, they might be making choices, and ideally they will, and maybe they participate in demo day for a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the quality of the work. And also, this has been kind of like a constant in reality shows. I used to love American Chopper, where this family that would bicker would make custom motorcycles. People talked about how much trouble those motorcycles had. And why would you be surprised by that? You only have to film them for a couple of minutes. People have to live with them for months or years. And same for a house. And by the way, lots of people's contractors have issues and stuff like that. I guess maybe you expect more when it's being televised, when a network is making money off of your house, when you're handing over so much money. I think that you're allowed to have higher expectations. And the pictures that we saw, that's $200,000. You expect more than your sink falling through the top of your island.
Introducing your champion.
You know, the one thing that I've learned as an American living in America, who was also raised in America, is that you get what you pay for, unfortunately. Like, you do. And nothing is, like, there are no real free lunches. And even in this case, they did pay $200,000 up front, but they would have been, it would have been better for them to
reckon we crash land this poppy there.
This reality TV route, and instead, $200,000 is a lot of money to remodel a house. That's a lot of money to remodel a house. Like, they could have hired a licensed general contractor to do the work, and there would be a little more, I would think, accountability in that avenue. But the other thing that I'll say is, you know, I think living in America, you're used to having certain privileges and luxuries, right? And so I think a lot of Americans kind of went in the white-collar work route.
Kendrick Lamar accuses stealing bars from Twitch.
Right, I'm sorry for constantly putting this joke around at this point, because I have been starting a lot of videos along the lines of, this is like a niche of TikTok that I never thought we'd cover on this channel. I didn't even know it existed. But genuinely, more than ever, you can probably tell by the title, this is a niche I didn't think we'd ever talk about on this channel. Because today, folks, we are talking about time travelers, apparently. It might sound insane, and that's because it probably is, but this is a situation that has blew up on TikTok a lot recently. It's actually went to mainstream news. It's been on TMZ. I saw the Do We Know Them podcast just spoke about it as well. Like, this is a really big topic at the minute. And it's actually an ongoing topic. I believe it started like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's still going up to the point where he's uploading videos about it yesterday. In fact, actually, his most recent video is 11 hours ago. But enough of being big, let's actually add some context to the situation, right? So there's a TikToker called Alex Shao, who has 140,000 followers, and has been uploading videos recently that started when he found footage from his Ring camera. Now, quickly, just to add some context as to how big this situation has got, the original video is on 2.7 million views, an update that he did is on like 12 million views, and throughout this, he has had multiple videos over 1 million views, over 2 million views, like, it really blew up. But of course, we'll start with the first video. We have quite a few videos to go through during this. I do just want to say as well, the first video is the only video that I've watched so far. So this is the only one that I've seen. I thought it'd be interesting to watch the rest of them on camera to see if this guy can
Bubbles even says,
he genuinely has a
anyone
time
want this
traveler
prowler?
in his back garden, which is what he's going to try and do here.
This dude's coming onto my property to what looks like
Yeah,
rob
I'll
my
take
house, but it actually turns out he is a time traveler.
Sorry, straight away.
No, when I gotta
crazy
get
stuff.
that,
I mean, he just
let
got straight to the
that.
point, didn't he? He starts off by
Feel
saying,
really good
oh,
about
this
the
guy
black
tried to rob my
line.
house. Turns out, would you believe it? He's actually a time traveler. Okay, either way, let's actually see the proof of this.
I literally can't even make this up. Like,
Rampage
if I wanted to make this up.
here.
It blows my mind. This just happened yesterday.
Okay, so
So
he's
as you can see, he's wandering around my backyard.
Oh,
I
backyard
don't
for
know what
Americans.
He's trying to do. Now he's like thinking like where to go, and he actually ends up going into my shed. So you can see he opens it, goes into the shed.
Okay.
So I'm fast forwarding the time so you can see there's no movement.
Right, so one thing I will say straight away, and like I said, this is the one video that I have seen. I actually seen it because I was watching the Doing Them podcast and saw them speaking about it, and I saw them react to this first clip, and I was like, you know what? This would make for a great video. I'm gonna go and record. But as Jesse said in that podcast, Ring cameras don't have like a constant cycle of footage. Like you can't just see every single little thing that happens. I mean, I have Ring cameras too, and the way it works, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there's another way of doing it, but it will record movement, first of all, so you can go back in the timeline and see movement, and the rest of the timeline is cut up quite a lot. It's not just a continuous cycle of footage, so you can't see everything that happens.
Yes, you can.
And I'm talking on the camera. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Why are you in my shed?
I mean, look, right, even as you scroll through this, you can see what I'm talking about here. So as you can see, there's this little section that says live view. It's going through it. As you can see, it's slightly going up in time as we scroll through. But then when we cut to this next one, the time changes quite a bit. I mean, what? That's like 8 minutes of footage that's just completely missing. So that is very important to bear in mind, especially in this. Oh, and also one other bit I've noticed just here is in this cut, especially, the door opens quite a bit. Now that could be the wind, right? But between these two cuts, the door is a bit more open. And that, like I said, that could be the wind, but it also could be the fact that someone has left the shed.
He never leaves the shed. I literally was watching it the whole time. So I end up calling the police. You could see in the last one, the police coming through the front yard. And then here's the police coming into the backyard. And you could see they literally go inside. They go inside and I'm talking to them. Then they go inside again. Like they're inside there. And they come out and he's not there.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I do believe that this bloke genuinely thought the guy hadn't left. He said he was watching it constantly. It seems like maybe he wasn't watching it constantly because it's cut up. I don't know exactly how that works. But either way, I do believe that he maybe didn't see the guy leave the shed. Because why would you ring the police if you did see the guy leave? I mean, actually, you probably would still ring the police if someone just went into your shed. But you get the point, right? But this video is where the conspiracy started, and it goes through a big old rabbit.
There's a tunnel in my shed in the backyard. I don't know if he teleported. I don't know where the guy went or why he went in that shed. Let me know what you think. I'm like perplexed.
I just love how this guy jumps to conclusions. It makes for great content, so thank you for that. But instead of just saying, oh, maybe there's a slight possibility he did leave without me seeing, straight away he's like, there has to be a tunnel, or he's a time traveler.
It's time to
They're
get
the
up.
only options. But like I said before, that is the one video I have seen and went on to post a bunch more.
Bubbles
And
even
this one was
says,
uploaded about 3
AHHF
days
I'm not
ago.
running back for bold LOL.
Update regarding the time traveler that went into my shed and disappeared.
He ain't going
and this
back
is gonna
for your
blow a lot
bullshit,
of people's
he
minds.
says.
And if you're still denying that this is real at this point, this is gonna change your mind.
Oh, okay, right. It's gonna change our mind apparently. Let's see.
A quick recap. This guy walks around my backyard, goes to my shed, opens the door, goes inside, and disappears. Called the cops. The cops came. They went in the shed twice. He wasn't in there. They looked. I looked like an insane guy. The cops were like, what does this guy smoke?
Okay, I mean, to be fair, as we're watching this, that door does open quite a bit through the wind. So maybe my theory's wrong. Maybe he did actually leave through a tunnel or something.
And you can see he never came back until the next day right here.
Okay, yeah, so this is one of them things with, like, the timeline. That's not 100% accurate. But either way, apparently he came back the next day.
And on my camera, that there's somebody in my backyard, and this guy leaves my shed. And he looks right at the camera, too. That guy left my shed. But here's the craziest part. This looks like the same guy, maybe, glasses, whatever. Let's look at the other guy. Who's the other guy? He noticeably aged.
Oh my god, okay, right. Oh, I want this to be true so badly. But apparently, I think he said the next day, he got another notification that this guy had left his shed, who apparently looks a lot like the other guy, just older, obviously. So let's have a look, right? So I'm keeping his face in my mind, and then we go to the next guy. I mean... Okay, right, he's got glasses, obviously. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's made a great story of this, right? I just refuse to believe it because I just don't think this could ever be true. Makes for a great video. I'm just wondering, like, what actually happened here, right? So what, there was two guys who just so happened to walk through his garden a couple of days apart and made this, like, a big coincidence? Or has he set this up with people he knew? Like, who knows what's actually happened here?
So him again, and now him. Same facial features, whiter hair. So, I don't even know what to think at this point.
The thing that's confused me the most about this is that this guy who apparently has these people walking through his garden non-stop seems to be incredibly calm. And if this was me, I'd be freaking the fuck out. I wouldn't be this calm. I mean, I'd be forcing it everywhere to try and get some help. I'd be ringing the police non-stop. They would hate me at this point. Like, I'd be freaking the fuck out if I genuinely thought he was a time traveler in my back garden. But maybe he is just an incredibly calm person. Who knows?
I don't know. Something's going on. Somebody explain what's going on in my shed.
Shoot a
I'll
dragon.
be going there in about a week to give a tour, since a lot of people are asking. 30 seconds. But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know what to think.
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I would love to know people's thoughts about this in the comment section. Do people believe this? Maybe it's just me being ignorant, you know, not believing the time travelers. But like I said before, he's made a great little story about this. Okay, so the next video he posted was replying to a comment that says, add a camera inside the shed. Great idea.
Putting a camera in the shed to catch the time traveler, I promise. The house that you see here with the shed there, that house is 5 hours away from where I live. It's an investment property, Airbnb, and once I'm going next weekend, I will put the camera there and I will videotape the shed.
Okay, so that might explain why he's a bit calmer, because it's an investment property. He doesn't actually live there. That does explain a bit more. If it's 5 hours away, you probably wouldn't be worried about it as much. But as we just heard, he says he's going to like attention. Okay, so this next video looks interesting, right? Is this the time traveler? Time traveler identified. Okay, let's have a look what he says.
You have a machine that makes gravity. You can pretty much do anything. You can affect time, force fields, all that stuff that's in science.
Whoa, okay, right. Is he trying to say that this guy who is on the Joe Rogan podcast, it looks like, is the guy in his back garden? I mean, that does not look like the guy that was in the back garden. Who is that? Okay, Bob Lazar. I feel like there's going to be people watching this video who think I'm stupid right now for not knowing who this is. I think he's made a book, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, in 1989. Physicist Bob Lazar broke the story of Area 51 and the US machines working alien spacecrafts. He blew the whistle, shocked the world. Okay, right, so this is who this bloke thinks is in his back garden. You're kind of losing me a bit, I can't lie.
Spotted a ring console over there.
It doesn't even really look like him. I mean, the guy in the ring camera seems to be a lot older than this bloke on the podcast. I think you're clutching at straws a little bit. Oh, actually, I'm just reading the comments here. The top comment is, Bob Lazar did not walk out of your shed. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If this is a skit, you're an absolute genius. What's wild to me is he acknowledges the camera both times. He knows he's caught. I mean, if he knew he was caught, why wouldn't he just put like the time back to the point where he wasn't caught on camera and then do it differently? Would we not do that? Maybe that's not how time travel works. I'm sorry if my time travel knowledge isn't up to par. Okay, so now we're on to the next video. Huge news about the time traveler. Found him. Remember, all of these videos have millions of views. Millions. I mean, what I will say is I hope that Alex Sirky is in the creator fund or whatever it's called on TikTok, because he could be making bank of this.
But you still don't believe the story about like a time traveler that went into my shed, disappeared, and then came back in the future?
Bubbles even says, get circle.
Okay, right. He has said this before, but I believe him this time, right? I'm definitely gonna change my mind.
This guy named Matty Ice, he's been looking into this a lot. Only because he actually did a skit on part 1, making fun of me, but now he's come around to actually look into this because this is real. So he's been looking into this story, and he found some crazy evidence. To start this off, I don't support reaching out to anybody's families or anything like that. This is all
sorry, bros, I couldn't stay there.
It makes sense. So what he did is he did a reverse image search, and he found this guy who looks pretty similar to our boy here.
I mean, a bit. This guy actually looks older, but has more hair than the guy in the video. So I mean, yeah, he's got the same characteristics in terms of he's got silver hair. That's really it. And glasses, I guess.
Was obsessed with time travel. And you can see 9 years ago, he used to post on blogs talking about time travel and how it works. So he graduated from Harvard University, which is, you know, obviously impressive. So this guy knew his stuff. He was obsessed with time travel, and he looks like our guy. So it's like, okay, it's probably him then, right?
I love how this guy just jumps to conclusions, man. He was obsessed with time travel, kind of looks like our guy. It's probably it. It's gotta be.
In 2018, 6 years ago, which by the way, I was 2018 6 years ago. That's crazy in its own. But 6 years ago, this guy died.
Oh, was it 6 years ago? Hey, maybe we're all involved in time travel. Maybe it's got incredibly fast because someone's got a fucking machine somewhere. It's making the world go to. Something to think about.
This is all speculative. I didn't do any of this research. This is all Matty Ice. But this is crazy because there's a lot of coincidences. This guy looks the same. He was obsessed with time travel. He died. Somebody commented about his death a year before it happened. Mentioned that maybe the body wasn't found. I don't know how accurate that part is. But coincidences going back to this guy who looks like our time traveler.
Okay, right. So basically, his evidence boils down to the fact that the guy looks kind of like him. He was obsessed with time travel, and there was like this weird post about like his death, and the dates were like muddled up. So yeah, I mean, look, that's his. I don't want to like shit on it, you know.
Here's
this
your
is obviously
birthday present.
his own thoughts. Fair enough. I just wish I knew what. I want to know is like. Go viral on TikTok, plus if he has, it's definitely succeeded. Fair play. Or is it genuinely the case that he did see like a couple of people in his back garden that he didn't know, and he kind of came to this conclusion? And like I said before, I would love to see the comments on this video. I'm probably sure that there will be some people who believe this. I'm sorry for not being that guy. But yeah, I'm sure there will be. So the time traveler leaves the shed the next day and goes off screen. And a lot of people think I'm hiding the front camera footage of him leaving because they think this is a skit. So let's look at the front camera and see where he goes. To the front camera, you can see him walking to the front. I did turn off the sound because all the cars are like really loud, but he's whistling. But he's whistling. But yeah, he walked out the gate. He's looking back at the house. You know, suspiciously crosses the street. And then there's a car here. And this is a really weird interaction that's about to happen. Okay. Because he goes up to this car, and he like looks through the passenger window, and then it's gonna stutter a little bit. But he looks through the passenger window, and then just continues walking. Like, I can't even make this. I mean, so far, maybe I'm positive about it. It seems like a guy who is potentially trying to rob something, and that's why he's went into like a back garden in a shed, and now he's going to carve and stuff. That's what it seems like to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Now this part's a little creepy because when he looked through the car, it looked like nobody was in the car. Like that car was sitting there for a little bit. But then right as he walks off the screen, the car then turns, does a little 3-point turn, and drives off, and it's really suspicious. Like the car's following him now. Now I know exactly what people are gonna say. Okay, right. I was about to say something. Let's see if he's gonna say what I was about to say. Why is the gate open when he leaves? People are gonna say, "Oh, the gate's open because he must have come in through the gate, right?" And some stuff like that. So you could see the day before. Okay, right, fair enough. I wasn't even gonna well, yeah, I mean, it does seem like he's a very friendly guy who's like to rob something. He did say that the car was in the car the whole time. So I'm guessing I don't really know. Yeah, for sure behavior, I will say that. It's definitely also something to be worried about if there was someone like that, regardless of living there or just I would definitely be worried about that. But yeah, I don't think he ever mentions it was like something blocking the entrance to the back garden. He's got like a really small fence in the back garden.
Heard him. He's broke.
So if that is the case, if there's someone that was actually around there trying to rob something, that'd probably be a house that they were in for, right? Because they need to get to the back garden. Take something. That's what I'm assuming was happening. But he will carry on with the video. He died in 2018, so might not be our guy.
There's one on our backside over here. There's two of them back over here. There's two of them back over there.
Probably know a well-known author. He's known as the Yep. Clearly resemble a time traveler, but
Bubbles even says, crack one.
just 2 years ago, so it's very recent. But what this book is about is gonna blow your mind. Like, it's insane. This is a quick disclaimer. I never read this book prior to making these videos. I don't really read that much, and if I do read, it's more like educational or realistic. It's not about like fantasy novels or horror I hate. Or long story short, what this book is about is there's an older guy. He has a shed in his backyard. The shed is a staircase that leads to another realm with a fountain of youth. This is just a quick little story. He's 120 years old and mentioned a gateway to another realm located in his shed. What? This is crazy right here. More to the chapters. I thought the chapter names were pretty interesting.
Keep cracking them.
3 is called A Hospital Visit, Quitters Never Win, and The Shed. Chapter 9 is called In the Shed. Chapter 17 is A Night in the
I broke those guys.
Okay, so there's a book out there that's mentioning a shed.
Yeah, there's shit through there. Oh shit.
Listen up, got another squad coming in.
I mean,
Mission
again,
continue, the final ring is closing in.
This sentence right here is pretty crazy. He talks about how there's a staircase in the shed, and he's afraid that if it goes into the wrong hands, people will exploit it. And this was wild.
I'm going back to up to where they were.
I believe the book ends here.
Explain
It's
that.
in the shed, so nobody else can find it. And Stephen King wrote this 2 years ago. I've never seen it before. Probably never would have if it wasn't for this incident. So this is insane. Just to answer the most common question I get, when am I going to the shed? I will go this upcoming weekend.
Okay, right, let's get to that, because I mean, that was the least convincing bit of evidence I've told me. Oh, actually, that is how you have like different Airbnbs, how they say Airbnb, because people that are interested in that. This would be good, right? Or is it outside?
Here.
Right? It's viral on TikTok. I don't know if that's it is, except here's the last video. It says inside the
I'm sorry, that's all I could do there.
I mean, are you sure that's a dryer?
Bubbles even says, GG.
You tried sitting inside, you might go to a different
Bubbles
dimension.
even says, was a crazy end circle LOL. Bubbles even says, I see LDNT down anyone. Bubbles even says, just kept cracking M.
Okay, Google. Stop.
What's going on with that? You got just laundry stuff. All empty.
I mean, this is the greatest tour ever, isn't it? It's just the most like basic tour ever. Here's a dryer that's broken. Here's a washing machine that's broken.